Hello again, and welcome back to Beyond Days of the Reef. I'm Eileen, and we're going to dive right in with these pysasters. I mentioned in the previous videos that pysasters are a group of sea stars. So how many different types do you think there are? There are three types of pysasters: Pysaster giganteus, Pysaster brevispinus, and Pysaster ochraceus. These are their scientific names, and their common names are giant spined star, short spined star, or the pink sea star, and the ochre star. Well, what's the difference? As you may have gathered from their names, the giant spined star has much larger spines than the other pysasters. Their bodies are often a dark brownish-red color with white spines and a bit of a bluish tint around those spines. The short spined star, or pink star, is light pink and has tiny little spines up and down its arms. Ochre stars can be a variety of colors, and they have slightly larger spines than the pink sea star. You can also see the spines on the ochre star form a sort of pattern that starts in the center, which has a pentagon or star-like shape. Now that you know the differences between these three pysasters, next time you spot a sea star, you can try to identify it, and you can send it in for our Shelfie Saturday video. So, we learned in the last video that sea stars have 5 arms, but do you think they have feet too? Yes, scientists estimate that they have up to 1,000 feet on each arm, but they aren't like our feet. These feet on organisms are called tube feet, which they use to move and latch onto prey. Sea stars are able to move these tube feet by using their water vascular system. This means that they can expand and contract their muscles to push water in and out of their tube feet. Pysasters live in temperate waters all the way from Alaska to Baja California. The lifespan of these organisms varies, but some can live to be over 20 years old. A really common question we get at the reef is, what do they eat? Pysasters eat plankton and mollusks, which you may have seen mentioned on yesterday's Mollusk Monday about mussels. Now you might be wondering, well, how do they eat? Do they even have a mouth? Sea stars do in fact have mouths on their underside right at the center of their bodies, and the way they eat is a little unconventional. When a pysaster wants to eat a mussel, it will pry apart the shells with its super strong tube feet. Then the magic happens. Sea stars actually push out their 2 stomachs through their mouths and slip it inside the mussel shells and use digestive juices to digest the mussel inside and turn it into mussel soup. Then they bring the soup into their second stomach inside their body for a final round of digestion. Pysasters are really important to the Pacific Ocean because they are a keystone species. A keystone species is a species that has a large impact on the ecosystems they are a part of. The ecosystems depend on these keystone species, and if they were removed, the ecosystem would be dramatically different. But why? Why do you think that one species could have more of an impact on the ecosystem than others? Well, pysasters are apex predators, which means they are at the top of the food chain, and they love to eat bivalves, barnacles, chitons, and a lot of other animals that compete for rock space on the intertidal. So if pysasters were somehow removed from this ecosystem, there would be so much competition between these organisms that a pysaster eats that the best competitor would beat the others, resulting in a huge drop in diversity of the ecosystem. Unfortunately, we have seen this issue firsthand due to sea star wasting syndrome, a disease that causes lesions, loss of limbs, and disintegration of sea stars. Scientists think that changing ocean temperatures makes sea stars more susceptible to pathogens, and in 2013 and 2014, a particularly awful wave of sea star wasting syndrome killed more sea stars than ever before and spread across a wider geographic area. Ochre stars and sunflower stars were hit the worst, which is very dangerous to the overall health of the ecosystem because they are both keystone species. However, sea stars are making a comeback and their populations are now increasing.
Okay, everyone, that is all we have for Temperate Tuesday this week. This is our last episode of the school year, and we'll be taking a break for the summer, but we'll be back with more videos in the fall. I just want to thank my wonderful team members, Miette, Jessica, Lauren, and Noah for working so hard in creating these videos, and most importantly, thank you for watching and supporting the reef. See you soon. Bye!